the left lane. Chris Warren finished 33rd. Dave Ferraro 34th. Walter Ray Williams 37th. Scott Devers continuing to show his talent today. He is a three-time champion, yet has to qualify in every tournament, though.
Still on the Rabbit squad. There's only 64 exemptions available each year to the tournament field. You have to finish in the top 64 on points, and Devers hasn't made it.
David Traber, he hopes to get out of that Rabbit squad, too. He's a non-winner, and it's his first television career appearance.
Traber with a fairly simple style. Four-step delivery, slightly delayed push away, medium-high backswing, good loft over the line. A style very similar to almost Scott Devers. He plays the down and in shot.
Our second right-hander in our telecast today, the other being Billy Hall of lovely Marion, Ohio.
And our tournament leaders, another left-hander, Joe Salvemini, who's trying to break a string of 4 straight second-place finishes. Hard to break that string when you get on that negative attitude, but let's see who's going to be the challenger. Semifinal match. Looking up the lane at Dave Traber.
David Traber, our first look at him here on ABC. And he opened with a spare and then a strike. Now Scott Devers, second frame, strike up. Six pin.
You can see the lane starting to hook a little bit more. Now, we've talked about carry down or oil carry down in previous telecasts this summer. We saw it in Vegas, Fresno, Phoenix. But on these synthetic lanes, the ball starts to hook later on in the telecast. Now, look for the players to increase their speed and have real good carry. A little bit different characteristic to these lanes.
Scott Devers spare, his 12th television appearance, his 4th here in 1990 and 2nd in a row.
Devers going to some rosin for his thumb. Scott had a great year in 1988, winning $94,260 plus. And in 1989, he strained his lower back, moving some material out of a truck, and he really struggled and only won $29,000. He looks like he's back on track right now in 1990.
Finished 3rd last week, and over $41,000. Now David Traber, who won the Fairlanes National Resident Pro Championship in Phoenix in 1986, which qualified him for the Firestone, and he finished tied for 27th in 87.
Good all-around player. He's getting his feet wet on the big tour.
And that's part of the baptism of fire, isn't it?
Well, Chris, it's so hard to keep from pulling the ball under pressure. Even a veteran, when he gets a number of strikes in a row or maybe needs a strike for a title, has a tendency to miss left. And you see a young player here, a little bit apprehensive to say the least in the championship round, pulling the ball, leaving a very difficult split.
Earlier, we had a chance to talk to David Traber. We asked him how he got started in bowling.
Well, I started out in the junior programs. My parents got our whole family involved in it. My brother's a good bowler, and I started men's league when I was 15, and I bowled with my brother a lot, and that helped me a lot out here because it was just some experience, the competition of bowling against him. And we got into regional programs about at the same time, and then I just wanted to come out here, and I hope to do well today.
So the young man that is looking for his first PBA full tour victory, David Traber, will be back. The Socorro Mission was established in 1680 and once a haven for the fleeing settlers, now serving the oldest continuously active parish in the United States. Socorro,
Jersey. It's the dramatic conclusion of the Tour de France tomorrow on ABC Sports.
Le Mans leading. Good news for the USA. And the leader here. He has won 2 matches prior to coming into the semifinal. Scott Devers leading by 14 over David Traber.
Oh, stop it.
left the 7-pin on the right lane. In 1989, Scott won $29,000. Last year, or rather this year, over 41. So he's really coming to the front. And up front now with our next bowler is Nelson Burton.
Thank you, Chris. Our tournament leader, Joe Salvemini. You're my pick to win, Joe, but you're on a string of second-place finishes. How do you intend to change that today?
Well, I can't say that it's not on my mind, but I'm just going to take the same approach that I have the last few weeks and just go out and try to bowl the best I can. Ball's reacting pretty good. If everything holds up and all I have to do is make the shots, I think I'll be there.
All right, good luck. We'll know in about 25 minutes. Back to you, Chris.
That was Scott Devers with another strike here in the semifinal game. Scott's last win, 1988, his third title, and that came in Austin, Texas. Our assistant up here, David Allen, from Austin, Texas. All right. David Traber, with that double, has cut Scott Devers' lead to 4 pins in the semifinal.
We saw Billy Hall, who really struggled. First time ever in a championship round of any type. David Traber told me he's bowled 15 to 20 championship rounds at the regional level. That's the regional PBA program, 7 regions around the country. David, one of the tops in the Midwest.
Fortunately, only the 610 with that high hit.
A lesson to be learned watching these players today is, number one, finish your follow-through. David just cut his follow-through very short. Now watch this shot here. He plays the right line, just throws the ball, pulls that follow-through right back. A little more extension, that ball would have set up and hooked a little bit later and possibly hit in the pocket.
Remember, the winner of this game will meet Joe Salvemini, to whom Bo just talked. The British Open Golf Championship from the old course, just in front of the ancient Royal and Ancient.
Got to root for a fellow Missourian, Payne Stewart, who's right in the hunt.
And the Tour de France, the final stage, moving into the Champs-Élysées. Will it be Greg leading right now? You can find out more about it, how he did it, on Wide World of Sports, which follows us. Championship fight. Live coverage of a turf race from Atlantic City and Tour de France coverage.
Now Devers for the 4-7 to maintain the lead.
Scott Devers wearing the yellow shirt. Greg LeMond is wearing the yellow jersey.
You know, the Tour de France last year, Chris, and I've really have not watched a whole lot of cycling. It was probably the most exciting finish I've ever seen of any sporting event last year, and I'm sure it'll be much of the same tomorrow as Greg LeMond tries to defend his title. Now, Scott Devers, 7th frame.
And we should point out that the tournament leader, Joe Salvemini, is wearing a yellow shirt, as well as... All right, watch this. Did you know?
14 sales calls, 6 cities, 2 days.
Oh, and don't forget your mother's birthday.
It's the Quality Inns International Summer Classic on ABC Sports next Saturday.
Yes, Mike Albee won the U.S. Open in Edmond. Did he not?
Yes, he did. $100,000, and it's a long format. And once again, it'll be the long format for our season finale on ABC television. The players will be starting in Edmond tomorrow.
So it's not the 42 games. They have to do 56.
56 games as we see Dave Traber in the 7th frame trying to get something going here as he trails by 8 pins. And he's really in this match. Traber, a style very similar to Scott Devers. They're not big strike bowlers. They don't get a lot of open frames, and they stay close in match. And I'm sure that as you see the spare here, Traber has no trouble with it. Now for David Traber, who has really got nothing going, but he has struck twice on the right-hand lane and only once on the left. He'll finish on this left-hand lane, so we'll see how he does here. 8th frame, It's up for grabs. Anybody can win the match. Semifinal.
Okay. Looking for that first win, and so is Melissa, David's wife. Great smile. Now Scott Devers. If you just joined us, he has 2 victories. 236 to 179, 223 to Willie Hall's 211. Scott defeated Jess Sayrock in the first game. Now in the semifinal, the winner of it will meet Joe Salvenemini.
And Stevers taking the bull by the horns right there. He had struck every time on this left-hand lane, had not struck on the right-hand lane, had been high every shot, went with extra speed, made the ball set up in a 1-2 pocket, has an 18-pin lead, can open up to a commanding 28-pin lead if he can hit the left-hand lane for a 5th consecutive time in this match. 9th frame. Watch the action of the 5-pin. The ball hit the 1-2 and saw that 5 out into the 10. Key shot for Traber. Must strike here. Critical situation if he's going to win the match.
Is up to the challenge, David Traber. Woodstock, Illinois. 27 years old, 6-footer, 190 pounds.
This is a frame where the tournament can either be won or lost for David Traber. He has a chance to strike out for 222 and take the lead in the match. He trails by 18. He's in a must-strike situation, 10th frame.
What a finishing performance by Traber.
Got a little of that Walter Ray Williams Jr. in him. You can't really tell what he's thinking. He is a concentrated player, and he makes his very, very best shot under the pressure here in the 10th. Now, for the first time in the match, he can take the lead, 11th frame.
Described that, but verbally it would be hard the way the 7-10 finally left.
Well, Chris, I asked Tony Westlake, one of the great clutch players on the tour, what he thought about or what he did when he was really under pressure. He says, I threw it a little harder because I felt like I'd pull it. That's exactly what Dave Traber did. He takes the lead here in the match, has a possible 222.
Traber shooting a 222, and now Scott Devers.
It's must time. Devers has no room for error. He must strike on this ball. If he strikes, he wins and goes on to bowl Salvenemini for the title. If he doesn't strike, Traber bowls Salvenemini.
So it will be an all left-handed final. And 2 young men with yellow shirts.
Well, the yellow shirt, the yellow jersey worn by Lamond, who we'll watch in the Wide World of Sports right after the Pro Bowlers Tour. But right now, it's been a very great performance by both these players. Traber really proving his mettle as he struck out with 5 consecutive strikes to put the pressure on Scott Devers. Devers, 4 in a row, answering, will win the match and go on to bowl Joe Salvenemini.
Again,
he needs 1 pin. First. Needs 1 pin, and he looks to the scoreboard. The only time I've ever seen anybody get dejected and throw it away like this was Don Janelle many years ago in Torrance, California. But Devers had enough forethought. Look at the scoreboard. Hit 1 pin. He's the winner. Go on to meet Salvenemini.
Got the swing.
What a conversion. 226 to 222. ABC Sports Presentation. Professional Bowling Tour will return after this message.